So, good morning, all. Today's first class, I'll be giving a brief introduction to the syllabus, and we will start with the first unit with the basic introduction to what is financial management. Right? I have shared a document with you. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, our course is financial management. Our subject code will be 17ME743. Okay. Boys, in case I'm seeing a word file and I'm discussing with you, in case if I've logged out or if I'm not there, just ping me or give me a call so that I realize that I'm not in touch with you. Okay. So this subject is for seventh semester, and if you have to see, uh, before I go to the syllabus, I had asked y'all a question is why, what is the need for choosing this subject, or why do you think as a mechanical engineer we need to study a subject called financial management? Boys need an input from you. Nilesh,
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
good morning. Yes, why do you think you have to study the subject financial management?
Ma'am, to know about the finance behind different market dealings and uh,
To know about finance, to know about market dealings. Then, see, the network is showing a weak signal, so I'm going to put off the camera. We'll have a discussion. Um, so, financial management, you mean to say that we need to know our financial dealings. Anybody else? Have you all planned a trip somewhere? A group of boys, friends together, or at home? Boys, have you all organized any event at home? Yes or no? Boys, I want some answer from you.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you have planned an event, so how do you start up the activity? What do you do?
Ma'am, first we set a budget, like our upper limit.
First, we set a budget of upper limit. We'll not first directly talk about before setting the budget. Okay, budget is the main. The investment is very important for starting up some setup. Okay, agree. Next, with this budget, what and all you plan?
Then, according to our total amount, we divide it into a number of smaller amounts to be used
You do.
throughout the trip, like for
Yeah.
traveling, staying, and if you're going for visiting places, there we spend money. We categorize that.
There are two ways of preparing a budget. One, you have the money with you, for that you make a budget. The other one, you want to do an event, for that you're planning a budget, right? So when you have the investment already, so you said, Prajwal said that you're going to plan for this money, you're going to plan the different activities. Let us take a trip plan only. Suppose if you have 5,000 rupees, so you would plan somewhere with interstate or somewhere within a state only you plan your travel, right? So you cannot have a long term plans or something like that, right? So the investment decides of what activity you need to do. Suppose if you want to accomplish certain tasks, suppose you're working as a project manager for some company or something, you have introduced your design specifications or design aspects of the project has been appreciated and has been approved by the organization. The next step will be in bringing up your physical setup in the organization. That time you will be asked to write a proposal for depending upon the requirements of your project that has to be carried out, right? Then you will tell I need for my machine so much money, for my space I need so much money, for men labor resources I need so much money, for my raw material I need so much money. All that you're going to give a detailed list of how much time it's going to take and what will be the total cost of your entire project to be carried out is what the target budget you will plan for your project. So there is two ways of understanding your budget program, right? So when you're executing, there is always a chance that you need to balance. If your investment is 5,000, there is always a need for you to balance that. After you have put down all the cost, your investment must be 5,000, means let it be your traveling expenses, hotel charges, mm, on the way go eating charges, all that. When you club this money, when you add up, if you have spent for some miscellaneous will come at the last. You need to give exact spend details. Then you will give all the charges you will write down, and make sure your credit must be equivalent to your debit, right? So whatever you had money must be equivalent to the spent money. Both has to be balanced. So we call this as a balance sheet. So only then you will understand how you have spent the money, where you have spent the money more, where effectively you have not spent the money. All this analysis can be made, right? So this is an important aspect of your financial management, right? So with this, I think by now you have understood what is financial management. Basically, financial management is a subject in which you basically learn to manage your own finance, right? You basically learn to know how to invest your money, where you have to invest your money, how to develop your money, how to upend your small investments you make, right? When to invest in which shares, what bonds, all that. This financial management will give you a brief outline or certain protocols that has to be followed when you're making some investment. These guidelines will this financial management will give you certain guidelines here. Okay, when you here, if I have to look at what is the introduction given here. So this financial management is an effective utilization and generation of monetary resources and funds, right? So basically effective utilization and generation of monetary funds, but also you need to have a account, right? You need to record your accounts of what you have spent. So the subject deals with fundamental books and records of accounts, financial analysis. Not only that, you should also have a knowledge of this statutory levies. Statutory levies is nothing but the different types of taxes that comes into picture. Taxes, your VAT. Right now we don't have VAT, we'll have GST and sales tax and all that, right? But these things will come under the picture here, right? So taxes, duties, general tax, all that comes under the statutory levies. Apart from that, after the levies, after this amount of tax that we are talking about it, we also must know them. When we are investing somewhere, we must know the market risk as well. Without knowing the market risk, we cannot invest anywhere else. And there is no point in investing something without predicting it, right? So you always must know what you should invest, where you should invest, and make sure your money will be doubled, right? So if you have a risk, we should never try to go and invest our money there, right? So these are the certain things you will be studying about your long-term investment, short-term, when you have to make a short-term investment, what are the risk, if you have a risk, how to manage your funds, all that. As an see, I'm not talking this as a individual. I'm talking the financial management subject with aspect to the organization part. Tomorrow, when you go as a financial officer to some organization or something, there how do you make your roles, or how do you make your protocols, or how do you make your policies for the organization? This subject will give you a brief introduction for it, right? Again, when you start doing your MS or something, this subject has a biggest future. Even when even the applications or the demand for this subject is too much, that I can very well assure you, right? Then apart from the market risk, it also helps you to identify when to manage your liquid cash, when to how to if you have your liquidity properties and unmovable properties, how to manage over all that. It will give you a clear picture in this subject, right? Then investment decisions, asset management decisions. Uh, these are the certain basic aspects of financial management. Next, when we look on to the module 1, right? In the module 1, you'll be studying bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is, I think if you have all gone through your passbook, do you all have a passbook? Have you seen your passbook? Boys, have you all seen your passbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
What and all is the things you have observed in your passbook?
Transaction names,
What transactions?
credit, debit, and if any interest is there.
Yeah, very good. It basically tells you about uh, the transaction, from whom to whom money is being credited, and the amount. If it is being debited, your amount will come onto the debit side. If the money comes into your account, it will be credited on the credit side, right? And the total amount what you have, with that amount, if it is credited, it will add it. If it is debited, that amount will be deducted from your account, and the balance will be coming into your passbook. So this bookkeeping basically gives you a record of accounts of complete details of what transactions you have made, where you have given the money, where you have received the money, when you have received, what time you have received. All those details, you will have the details. So what actually happens is we make use of certain softwares which enables the organization to give up a complete track of transactions made between two people or two organizations, and how the money has been stored. For this we use either journal, or we make use of the ledger for making these account entries, right? So in the introduction part, you'll be studying about the bookkeeping. I hope you have understood what is bookkeeping now. Then in the bookkeeping, you have systems of bookkeeping. As I said, you can have journal, or you can have ledger posting. Then you have financial statements. Financial statements is, as I said, from whom to whom transactions has been made, what is it on the credit side, what is on the debit side. If you have you made, have you saved a certain amount? If you have saved a certain amount, it will come on the profit account. If you have lost, if your balance account has always been zero, then it will come on the loss account. You have to understand the profit and loss account, right? You have to make an analysis. So this profit and loss account gives you, as a financial engineer, you should be in a position to make an analysis of deciding what kind of transaction is made. How do you term it as profit? How do you term it as loss? Right? This complete details we'll be studying it in this module. Right. Sometimes the balance sheet with adjustments, right? This balance sheet with adjustment is, it's very rare. If you've made an event, or if you have had a trip or something like, we always realize that the amount we have, and when we try to spend and we try to document that amount, there will be some small changes or small amount which does not come into account, right? So those amount we always make adjustments, right? Suppose if your mom is giving you 100 rupees on a daily expenses, suppose if for traveling to and fro charges are 40 rupees, right? So and 10 rupees you eat in a canteen, you drink a cup of coffee or something, right? Then you go back home and you tell mom that 10 I had a traveling expenses of 80 rupees, and 10 rupees I drank a coffee, and I 10 rupees, you don't know what you did, right? So basically you'll tell this is other miscellaneous charges, and you just put them at 10 rupees and try to balance your 100 rupees given and spent charges, right? This is how we balance the sheet with adjustments. I can either term them as miscellaneous charges, or you can term them as challenges, the account that is not coming to the credentials, right? There are certain protocols that we follow for balancing this balance sheet. Students, are you following? Am I fast? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
You're following. Okay. Okay. Now, next we move on to the statutory levies. Statutory levies is a component in which we talk about the different taxes, right? We have these airport charges, we have these indirect taxes, we have property taxes, we have when you buy a machine, if you're buying it from India, you have certain charges. When you're trying to export the product from the foreign, you have certain charges, right? So when these taxes come into picture, when you have a exercise duty, when the central sales tax come into picture, although value added tax is not included, but is not actually prevailing in our process today, but still in your syllabus this VAT has been mentioned. This value added taxes is like, it was like something like, depending upon your product, for that value they used to add the tax, right? They used to add the tax. So if you buy a laptop, there were certain charges. If you buy a big LCD TV, you have a certain big charges. So depending upon your product, the value of the product, there will be a certain tax, right? Then similarly for the service tax, I think if your parents have been uh, taking your car vehicle for service, they would realize that the service tax, how much they charge and why they include such a high penalty over there. In that service tax, how is it being divided? So all these is the in the subject you will understand and try to study the different service tax that has been accompanied in the part of the organization structure. Next, you also study the central and the state general tax. When the central takes money, why we need to pay for the central that money, and the why does the state general takes the money, and this international fund availability also. If you see now, majority of the organizations, right? Even let us take the example of Infosys or even Wipro. Even though they have made the investment of the company in India, right? So they always have something called international funds or investments being made. They have their own bonds which has been marketed throughout the globally, so that they can appraise their value for the organization. Whatever investment, if they have invested 5 lakhs, when they put it globally, and if somebody buys it globally from the other part of the country, then your value of your product and value of your money could be doubled. But always there is risks involved with it. But you have to choose, you have to be cautious enough to where to make your investments, where to put your funds, right? So basically all these discussions we will, or all these part of the content we will be discussing in the first module. And this international fund availability also, if you realize, if your uncles or aunts, if they're staying in foreign countries, they're trying to make some transactions from international to India, there are certain amount of tax or penalties or liabilities that is being laid on the fund transfer that is happening from international to India, right? They charge a certain amount of money for transferring the money from international to the other country, right? So basically those are the charges that comes under the international fund availability. Next, we come to the working capital management. Working capital management, this module is a very simplest component of this entire structure. So if you look at the structure, here you'll be studying about the definition. You will know why is this called working capital management. Working capital management, how is it very important for the organization, and how much you need to invest in for an organization. And when an organization starts, how much credential should be given to this working capital management. All these factors influencing working capital management, all that component will be discussing here. We always know that, I think by now we all realize and know what is gross working capital, what is net working capital. If your parents' salary is the entire salary you get, the net is after deductions, your tax, after all that, you get your component, right? That will be the net salary. Similarly, here also you have something called gross working capital and net working capital. Then you have something called long term financing. In long term financing, you need to always, although you have made an investment for the organization, you need to raise funds, right? Raise funds through secondary or primary markets, right? So after you raise fund through primary and secondary markets, you need to value the securities, right? Then you need to convert these securities convert the security should be in a convertible form. If you have invested 5 lakhs, it should, at the end of 5 years, you should get back to it, get back, you should get back the amount, right? So all that security features, all that will be discussed in this unit. Then you have also have debts here. You can take loan from different people, and types of debts instruments. It Then you have rate of return, right? Rate of investment, return on investment. Return on investment is when you investment, what return you're getting back. That also you have to think about it before investing somewhere, right? So this unit you'll be talking about shares, debentures, investment, how to raise money from your primary and secondary markets. All these components you'll be discussing in long-term financing, right? Then you have something called investment decisions. Investment decisions in this you have some problems in first and second module. You will have a majority version of the problems, right? So, and the problems are not very complicated, they are little simple ones. I think we will discuss when it comes to the individual module. In the inventory decisions, this unit completely is theory part. Here you will be learning about the inventory investment, strategic investment, ownership investment, lending investment, cash equivalent factor investment decisions, capital budgeting, disinvestment methods, public offers, or sale of equity, cross holding. All these is complete theory. You need to know what is its features, what are its applications, what are its disadvantages. So all that you will be studying under the investment decisions. Then again, asset management decisions. Asset management decisions, if you talk about asset, you have fixed asset, as well as uh, sometimes you would have borrowed the land from some other organization doing your manufacturing, right? So with that, how do you make your asset, how do you convert that money into profitable, all that we'll be discussing here, right? So you need to know how to manage your wealth. You need to know how to manage your engineering asset, right? That engineering asset is, it can be your tools, it can be your how to even if employees keep shifting from one company to the other company, again there is an investment for the organization for conducting interviews. The moment they come, you have to give them a joining bonus. All that things are there, right? So even engineering asset management also should be looked into it. Then most important in our mechanical engineering is this maintenance technology, right? So we need to have a maintenance technology, how money should be invested there before starting a firm. Then reliability, you will would have studied statistic quality management SQC subject, so you know what is the function of having quality checks, how much money to be invested there, all that you will be discussing there. Then project management, that each engineer will know how to execute his project. So there he talks about the project management, right? Any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, next we have risk and required return. I think this one you would have studied in your engineering economics. Have you studied this complete part of the module in your engineering economics? Rate of return calculations and all you must have studied in your engineering
Yes,
economics.
Yes,
Have
ma'am.
you
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
studied?
Yes.
Portfolio theory, financial theory is all that you have studied?
Portfolio theory we
See,
haven't studied, but we have studied
Financial
the other.
theories we have studied. Yeah.
in this now you basically have to learn the relationship between risk and return relationship, right? Methods of measuring risk, it can be business risk, it can be financial risk. Then calculation of expected rate of return, I think you would have done this, right? Financial theories such as portfolio theory, capital, this one I will get into it, right? These are the problems that we need to concentrate, and we will start solving problems, right? Then this ratio analysis is one of the simplest unit. If you know your balance sheet here, right? If you know how to prepare a trial balance account, and after knowing to prepare a balance sheet, with that you just a set of formulas will be given for liquidity ratio, current ratio, quick ratio. I will discuss what is liquidity ratio, what is current ratio, quick ratio, all that I will explain during the class hours. But for all this, a set of formulas will be given. If you know your balance sheet, based on your balance sheet, you just need to substitute these formulas and get your answer. This is one of the simplest unit. I'm sure you're going to get full marks on this, right? Next, next is module 5, The module 5 will be on costing and budgeting. Costing is what are the indirect costs associated, what is the direct cost associated, what are the variances are there in the costing process, then material, labor, all that we'll be discussing on the costing, right? In the costing, you are again a most important task is you need to prepare a cost sheet, right? So preparation of a cost sheet, you there is a certain protocols for following it, but it's one of the simplest unit, but you just need to know the certain protocols or certain way of putting your answer. If you know that, then this unit is also very simple. Budgeting, types of budget, you have flexible budget, master budget, and you have problems in these two, right? So basically you need to prepare a cash budget for flexible budget and master budget. Then you need some simple theory questions of what is budgetary control, what are the advantages, limitations of budgeting, right? So this will be under the budgeting. For you all, of after going through your entire syllabus, I have decided I will do the complete module 1. I will do module 2. Under module 2, I will do the working capital management. This is theory, okay? If you want, you can go through on your own. But I will do the working capital management. I will do the investment decisions, right? Then I will do the module 4 completely. I will do the module 5 also completely. You have any problem with that? Are you fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what I have planned for you. This is the coverage of syllabus. If time for notes for these two will be given, so you can just go through it. This is at module 3, asset management decisions and long-term financing is purely theory. The material will be circulated. You can go through on your own, but for the time limit and with the intention of you to score in your VTO question papers, to have on a safer side and to have not to bother you with too much load. So I just planned with these things, and I've also included these two because tomorrow when you go back somewhere when you're doing your higher studies, these are the units which is really going to you will be needing it there. So with that intention, I have chosen the complete fourth module and fifth module, and investment decisions and working capital management. Is it clear? So with these guidelines, we will start the subject. See, notes, I have the complete content. I have prepared the complete content. Notes, as and when I finish the module, I will be putting in the Google Classroom. Or if you start coming online, I can start giving you the copies, Xerox copies of these material as well, right? Now, quickly, let's look into the course outcomes. Now, what do you understand by course outcomes? Boys, come on, you're in seventh semester. You should know what is your course outcomes. You should know what does course outcome means. You should know what is your POs. You should know what is your PSOs. Do you all know, or you're simply pretending it's very cold, ma'am? We are still in the blanket, we don't want to talk. Or on the other hand, you just have a mobile phone watching some other movies. Looks like all are sleeping. Sheikh Manan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what are course outcomes, Sheikh Manan? Course outcomes are nothing but a certain objectives that has been designed by the course. At the end of the course, the students will, these are the attributes that the students will have to have, right? So that is the need for defining your course outcomes. Now, what are the course outcomes? The course outcomes will be understanding the concept of bookkeeping, journal entry, ledger entry, and costing and budgeting, right? Next one will be
Yes, ma'am.
measure the working capital, financing, risk of
Uh,
return. Working capital is investment, risk and return, financial ratios, profitable margins. Next
Mas-
is apply our engineering investment decisions and asset management techniques to evaluate the economic value of physical assets, right? So you need to know
yes,
what is your valuability in the society, right? So these will be the course outcomes for your subject. This is how I mapped the subject to your POs, right? I've given more importance to your basic knowledge and little with your engineering knowledge. And the designing level, a small level I have marked because sometimes during your project you need to plan your own financial task and all, right? So even that is also like me creating a new document. So I've given a credential of 1 for design thinking. Is it clear? Problem solving and design thinking. So with this, I have discussed the entire syllabus. So quickly, shall we start away today or shall we start from the next class?
Next class.
Next class.
Ma'am, your voice is
Next
breaking.
class. My voice is breaking. I'm not audible now. From beginning or only now?
Now it's okay, we can hear you.
Now it's okay, ma'am.
Before it was breaking. Was I clear? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Audible, ma'am.
Was clear.
Audible. You're sure you want to start from the next class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, can you please note down, or can you give me your names one of them in the class? Voice is breaking. When? 12:29. Okay. Boys, can you have you can type all your names in the chat section so that I can give you a attendance here. Because I need to make the register, so it's better you write your name and USN number in the chat section. Has everybody typed? Boys, has everybody typed?
Yes, ma'am. Everyone.
Only 10 students. Okay. I'll take a copy of this. Can somebody give me the complete list of students who has taken up financial management? I want somebody to take that as a task and give me the complete list of students who has taken up financial management. Who will do that for me? I have only 10 students today's class. 10 andre 8, 2 of mine will be removed, 8 students I have. The attendance is very mandatory. Make sure you attend the class, okay? Don't miss your class attendance and exams. This last semester you somehow escaped, but this semester definitely you have to go through this examination process. So please attend the class, and this subject is little crucial. Don't miss any classes. Is that clear? That's all I have to say. Thank you then. We'll join you for the next class.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you, ma'am.